Alright guys, welcome to RWBY Amity Arena episode 79. Today, no gameplay, all discussion. Because we got a few reasons. One, Group League starts in 3 hours 40 minutes from my recording. By the time it gets up, who knows, maybe 2 hours left. I wanted to give you guys some advice on the past two group leagues, what I've noticed. One, winning helps a lot, yes, but winning isn't everything in this mode. I've won one group league and I lost the other in second place. The first time, I had like a 90% win rate or something, I forget what it is, but I believe I might have recorded it in a way earlier episode. But what wins you here is not your wins or losses, your KDA or your win-loss, WN. The ratios don't matter here. It just matters about play. A person who plays the most wins, because Group League rewards you even if you lose. Yeah, that's right. You get points even if you lose. I believe it's 3 if you win. Could be wrong. It might be 5. No, 5 seems like too much. I think it's 3 if you win, 1 if you lose. So the first time around, yeah, I won a lot, and I got a pretty good lead from my opponent. It was really neck and neck, and my opponent was right behind me with like a 40% win rate, something like that. That was the first group league. I barely won. Second time, I didn't go as hard. My wins were still up there. My win rate ratio was way up there, but the person who beat me, who was in first, his win ratio was absolutely terrible. You know what he did? He just played and lost on purpose. He would just start a game for fun, AFK. As soon as it was over, start another game for fun. He didn't have to win. He just had to play a lot. Accumulate points. That's what Group League is all about. Accumulate points. Your win ratio does not matter in this game mode. It does help. It helps. But at the end of the day, if you win a lot and then take a break or whatever, the person who's still losing is gonna catch up to you eventually and surpass you. It's battle of the hare versus the tortoise. Even the tortoise can win here. The slow guy could win if he keeps losing, but he just plays more than you. So that's Group League in a nutshell. Just play. I advise you guys. Just play. You got no crates. You got no crystal crates. No keys left. All right, just lose. You don't have to worry about winning, since you're not gonna get any crates. Just lose. I know it sounds bad, but this is what I noticed. This is gonna be my third group league coming in. Your KDA does not matter in this. That's just boasting rights. Or yeah, boast, right? That's what that is. That's the saying. It's just rights. You don't get anything for having a great win rate. You don't, you know. If you're playing for fun, you're not going to lose your trophies for losing. So, and the thing about Group League is you can play fun or fame. The amount of trophies you win or lose is not any different. So, yeah, that's my advice on Group League. Ooh, wow. Group League is actually starting real soon. That's my first topic to discuss. Next, I want to talk about the meta. Yes, the meta. Some people say that Cinder is not the meta. Let me show you my battle records. As far as I can go. Alright. My opponent's decks are going to be on the right side. Yeah, red. I'm always on the left, I'm the blue. Notice my opponent's decks. Cinder, Neon. Okay, first opponent. Cinder, Neon. That's my other opponent. Cinder, Neon. Cinder, Neon. Cinder, Neon. Cinder, Neon. Cinder, Neon. Cinder. Cinder. Cinder, Neon. Cinder, Neon. Cinder. Cinder, Neon. Respect, Matsumoto. Respect to you. You have neither of them. As a matter of fact, you even ran Coco, John, Yatsuhashi. Dude, respect to you. Cinder, Neon. Cinder. Cinder, Neon. Cinder. 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 Cinder, Neon. Cinder, Neon. Cinder. 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 Cinder, Neon. Cinder. Cinder, Neon. Alright, you guys get the picture. Look, I'm not even gonna call it out anymore. Just watch. Just look for Cinder, because you're not gonna always see Neon in the opponent's deck. But look, Cinder is in every deck. Every deck as far as battle history goes. Unfortunately, it's not based on time for when they get wiped. It's just the amount it can hold. And I played a lot yesterday, so that's why I don't go as far as up to yesterday. Almost 2 days ago. Cinder is everything in this game. Everything. It does not matter what your other 7 cards are, or in the case of Cinder Neon, it doesn't matter what your other 6 cards are. You can say, oh, my deck isn't meta because I'm only using Cinder. I'm only using Cinder and Neon, but your other 6 don't matter. Those 2 cards, or just Cinder, is the core, is the damage. It's the meta. I don't know what Han Game is thinking. Like, I know they keep their statistics somewhere. They can see the usage of cards. They can see the win rates of cards. Cinder and Cinder Neon are the most played cards in the game for a reason. It's not because people just enjoy looking at the cards. Like, I want to have this card for fun. No, your chance of winning goes up a huge amount if you add a Cinder to your deck. Even just a Cinder. Ever since you can unlock Cinder, that's all you see your opponents play. I have another account on the side. It's actually called Return of Beans, because I started with Dart Red first for some reason, and then I just climbed with Dart Red. Ever since Cinder is unlocked all the way up to 2600, and I'm sure, actually I don't even have to be sure. I know my 3K opponents even run Cinder, so I know players way up there are still using Cinder. That's actually, can I check? CRTV. The number 1 player. Number 1 player! Look at that! Cinder Neon. Second player. Cinder Neon. The third. The top 3 players in this game. Top 3 players in the game. Cinder Neon. They're broken. This isn't just a they're good. This isn't just a they're good. They are broken. Everyone has. Let's look at the next top 2. Cinder Neon. Cinder Neon. These guys almost all have the same deck. I noticed all of them are running Roman. Oh no, he's not running Roman. That's running Roman. Roman. That's interesting. Okay, it looks like at a certain point, Roman makes a comeback. I've actually been using Roman ever since I unlocked him. You guys know I use Roman. He is my boy. He is one of my favorite cards. Maybe not one of my favorite characters in the show. He is a villain. I'm a good guy. I like heroes. It kind of felt weird to finally use villain cards in the first time. It doesn't matter what game I play. I like to play the heroes and heroines. So it felt weird playing Roman. But anyways, Neon is absolutely broken. She counters so many cards because of how long she distracts. It's not. I'm not upset that she distracts. We need aggro units. I believe aggro is a great skill. I'm okay with Shadow Blake having aggro. I'm okay with Neon having aggro. The problem with Neon's aggro is how long the aggro is. If your units are right about to touch their tower's melee units, or even gunner units, place the Neon, they will chase. Even the slow ones, after she is far from them, they will slightly keep following. For a little while after aggroing, they'll take a few steps before they turn around. After they lose their little red exclamation mark, they'll turn around. I mean, they'll keep walking and then turn around. But the problem is, of course, when they play Neon, they're gonna play units that attack your units that are aggroed. So AK 130s, right before they hit the tower, place Neon, place White Fang Gunners, White Fang Thugs for more damage. A lot of people play Cinder Neon, so you know that's a thing. Romans, Piras, John, Yatsuhashis, Nolans, Lindas, and like Sniper Ruby, anything right before they hit your tower, they play Neon. Their melee units, they will be forced to follow the Neon. Ranged units, because they're ranged, will shoot at Neon until she passes, and will keep on shooting for a little while longer. It's just her invincibility time is the problem. Have it distance based. That's the nerf I can think of. Distance based. If you make it so Neon's invincibility ends right when she's about to touch the tower, if you release her from your absolute border of where you can play units up to the tower and then invincibility runs out, I think that's a fix. So if you play her all the way in the back of your field, her invincibility is going to run out by the time she reaches half field. That way, her invincibility is not 5 seconds, or she doesn't have 5 seconds of aggro. That's broken. 5 seconds of aggro almost. Neon. Okay, and then now let's talk about Cinder. Cinder, in this case, her skill, her giant circle is a problem. She can hit so much. She'll chip damage you. She'll inflict quite a bit of damage onto a lot of your units because of the huge circle, and then her insane amount of range. Yeah, 252 is no damn, not is nothing to scoff at. Okay, she costs 3 aura. Who has a big range kind of for 3 aura? Let's go. I think of Flint for 3 aura, same cost. His skill damage, it hits 4 times, 48. That's not even 200. His cone. It's not global. It's a cone right in front of him. Does just 8 damage shy of 200. So you're doing 192 damage. That's almost a 60 damage difference from Cinder, and it's not global. After the skill, Flint is a horrible unit. One of the worst units in the game. Absolute trash stats. DPS is trash. HP is low, obviously. Range is kind of bad at 5, because most units have 5.5 to 6. But Cinder's case, what is her range? 7.5 range. A little bit more HP than my Flint is actually level 6, so this is a level 2 Cinder. 415 HP, so more HP than Flint. An amazing, I won't say amazing, I'll say good. She is not that great of a unit. Once she uses her skill, she is still a good unit because of her range. She could provide support. She can hit main tower outside of main tower's range. Main tower cannot even defend itself against Cinder. That's pretty trashy. You have to waste aura to kill this unit. You have to waste aura. Even if you have to play Nolan by himself, I think it's a tough one. Sometimes Nolan can win, sometimes he can't. It depends on the Cinder's level. I think at level 3 Cinder, my Nolan cannot 1v1 her. And that's, I mean, placing it right on top of her with her not starting aggro on him. Cinder is busted. Everybody uses her for a reason. I can't really think of who else is busted right now. I still think Emerald is a cheap card for doubling all your units for such a cheap amount. You don't see her as much as I used to, but she's still played, and when she is played, it's cheap. Shadow Blake is a top card, but I don't think she's busted. She could be annoying, but I won't call her busted. Yeah, I really don't know. I think the White Fang Thugs and the White Fang Gunners are too cheap for how effective they are. They're great distractions. They're great counters. They make rotation decks what they are. I think low-cost decks are a little too strong in this game. Like, most people's decks are 3 aura or lower. I'm a little on the heavy side, 3.6. Even myself, I'll say that I use Glinda. I think Glinda should be a one-time active skill. I don't think she should be allowed 2 turrets. Yeah, because that is way too going way too positive in aura management or waste. I don't know how to call it, but when you get that second turret and that Glinda, basically she summoned another Glinda, but well, you don't get the unit, but you get another tower. So that's like, I don't know, 2 aura freebie. If you want to split the tower and Glinda into 2 aura each, she summons the tower. That's 2 aura you saved. Zwei is actually pretty strong right now. You get your chip damage if they play AK 130s, Sniper Ruby, Rocket Yangs, Glindas. You throw your Zwei, you hit Glinda, you hit her tower, you hit the main tower, I mean, the side towers, and the chip damage is no joke, because it's. Let me do some calculations. Okay, if we're doing 40%, because I remember they buffed chip damage to towers. I don't know if that only applies to units that can move around the map, like Ribbon Blake, Crow, and Sun. They went from 40% to 60%. I don't know if that applies to Zwei, because Zwei came after those buffs, I believe. So I'm not sure if it's already implemented for him or not. So I'm gonna go with the low end. Every time you throw a Zwei at my level, level 7, most people around my level have level 8 Zwei, so they're doing a little bit more. I'm doing 248 chip damage to the tower on just with a summon. And then, if it goes uncountered, the turret kills him in 3 shots. But by then, he gets 2 hits in. 2 hits of 310 damage each. That's 620 plus 248. That's 858 damage. Oh, 868 damage. That's really good, because that's not just hitting the tower, that's hitting any enemies that might have been around it. I like to use Zwei on Cinders. Well, actually, I want to talk about Cinder again, because after this. All right, that's 40%. If he got the change, the buff to 60%, he's doing 372 damage every time he lands, instead of 248. 300. That's 130 damage difference, somewhere around there. 130 damage difference if you got that 60% buff. Zwei and Cinder are in a lot of decks I've seen. Those decks ignore combat. They try to just defend as much as they can and throw Zwei and Cinder skill as much as possible. They just chip their way to victory without ever interacting with a unit attacking your tower. They don't try to go for that. They just want to chip damage you. Another thing about Cinder, there is no effective way to counter Cinder or Zwei. You can counter Neon with 2 cards, the White Fang Tower and the Glinda Tower. Those 2 can stop Neon, but the thing is, Neon costs 2 aura. If you want to use Glinda Tower solely to counter Neon, that's 2 aura positive that your opponent went, because he only wasted 2 for your 4. White Fang Tower, they're coming out a little closer. Your opponent comes out 1 aura positive, because the tower is 3. No, wait, no, the tower is 4, right? Yeah, so either way, your opponent comes out 2 aura positive if you try to stop a Neon. Those are the only cards that can stop Neon, and you have to go aura negative to prevent that chip. Or she's gonna. It's not even chip, because she doesn't do reduced damage to towers. At level 5, 164. Let's see some of these top players. Let's go with CRTV. She's the top. Level 9. Level 9. If you don't have a tower to stop, she's guaranteed 236 damage every time. Luckily, she dies to one hit from the tower, but she's certain to connect if you don't have a tower to stop her. And now, Cinder's case, or Zwei, I'll talk about Zwei first. In Zwei's case, there's nothing you can do to stop the chip. You can't catch him. He lands. He does damage. Damage is there. You cannot stop that damage. Cinder's case.
Oh, madam.
All right, Cinder's case. You can kill her before she uses her skill. If your opponent is slow and doesn't use her skill as soon as she's summoned, which they really shouldn't do that. I've seen a lot of players hold them until you play something first. There's one card in this game that can kill Cinder before she, uses her skill, and that's why. But the problem with that is every time you do it, you go 1 or a negative. You have to take a dive. You have to pay the cost. You could, like I do, you can use Y to hit her and the enemy tower at the same time. But at the end of the day, you're going 1 or a negative to do it. And that slowly allows them to take the lead. Ever so slowly, but they're taking the lead off you doing that. So yeah, you can't reliably stop her skill. Because even if he plays Y, the travel time, they might be quick enough to see it coming and use her skill. Just launch it. Screw it, launch it. She's gonna die anyways. So yeah, Cinder is in every deck. I really hope Hans Games does something about it because the statistics are there. It's in the top 5 players' decks, and I'm pretty sure it's in a lot more of the top players' decks. I only looked at the top 5. I was gonna stop at the top 3, but I got curious. You guys saw the top 5 have Neon Cinder. Neon Cinder, the top 5. Let's talk on something about positive now. Ever since the crate changes, been seeing. I hope we have been seeing, because in the case of my academy, my brother's case, we have been seeing more epics in lower tier crates. Especially my brother, he's pulled like 2 epics out of scrap crates already, I think. So that's a positive. I'm glad they did that. I think they should add just a little bit more Leanne to the game. Whether, like I said before, all crates should probably have a little bit of Leanne in them, and increase in Leanne as the crate gets better. I believe that should be a thing. This is a Clash Royale clone where cards cost the same, but they're not giving us the same amount of gold or Leanne as Clash Royale. So it's taking us a little bit longer to level up cards than you would have in Clash Royale. Clash Royale has been a lot more lenient in handing out gold to players. Ratio change, I'm all for it. I'm always for it to help free-to-play players like myself. I am free-to-play. I've only bought, I think, 2 bundles, and one of them was a Christmas bundle because, it was Christmas time. And one of them was for making it to a certain arena one time. I forgot which one it was. But the crates, awesome. I approve. Tomorrow's episode 80, it's going to be a little bit different from everything else. It's going to be completely about chests. I've recorded 100 chest openings. The ones that I get, like when I'm not recording on for an episode, I would always record just the crates opening. I wanted to show you guys just how much better the crates have been by recording 100 crates, because I never know what I'm gonna pull, so I just start recording, and then lo and behold, I got some pretty good stuff off of low tier crates. So we're gonna have a whole episode of 100 crates. I'm gonna probably have some discussions too, because it'd be pretty boring just to have crate openings by itself, no sound. I'm gonna be discussing. So yeah, this is RWBY Amity Arena episode 79. No gameplay, just all discussion. Alright, boys. Leave your thoughts in the comments, or join my Discord. We're probably going to talk about that. I'll probably invite a few of my academy mates to join the Discord. We're going to talk about it. Leave me your thoughts. You enjoyed today's video? leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.